Good day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world. We're taking a break from shrouds and ratlines to do some steps that are ahead of completing those shrouds and ratlines. So after we do finish, we got a couple more upper mast ratlines, and after we do finish those, we got 3 sets of shrouds at the very peak. And I think I might have to drill a hole in that beam. So because I was tired of doing that stuff, I said, what's next? Do a little bit something different. And it's decoration. So these big pieces of pewter with a little wood frame glued down to them, and then a lot of detail painting. So if the columns or posts there are gold, and the background is blue, we're gonna have fun painting. Oh my goodness. I might do the blue first everywhere, and then see, trying to put gold over blue, because if you get the blue on the column, it's not going to be easy to cover up with the gold, so we may use yellow instead. And then those pieces get mounted on the rear of the ship. So we do have a good portion of the decorations done, but these are going to be just as tough as those other ones were because of the painting. So I got some pieces set up here. I've already taken one, cut it out from the plywood laser cut piece, and put some this Gorilla Glue clear on there, which is what I used on the crow's foot. I think that'll work. And then because that piece fits in there like a little socket, put the rubber bands on it to help hold pressure while it dries. I think it's going to mount like that on the ship, but so this one will go I can see it doesn't want to fit. I might have to clean that corner out there somehow. Pewter isn't real hard metal, so I should be able to go in there with a sharp wood chisel or something. Either that or get the diamond bit on the Dremel. Definitely got to do that before I put the glue to that one. This one we can go ahead and glue up. And then I've pre-tied some rubber bands we can put on there to help hold these ends, and then a clamp to trap. I don't know if a clamp's going to work on these other ones, but go ahead and goober this one up. See if this rubber band's gonna work on here. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. Just the right amount of pressure. That does have a little back and forth slop, so I'm gonna try to center it. Okay, we'll let that one dry. Now, yeah, let's do the Dremel on that one. We should have a proper bit for that. Put this in the vise. That's a rounded. May have to use a different bit. Get our wood. Yeah. There we go. That'll work. do have a lot of fine detail paintbrushes, but the surface, when you get paint on your brush, just sometimes the surface of the material you're putting the paint down on just lets the paint flow all over the place. So it's going to be a little trial and error to get the right technique. So that's an awful lot of blue and yellow real close to each other. Almost need a clamp in the middle here to help hold it down. It's up against this, but it's not holding it down. We got some that don't put a whole lot of pressure. I guess if it sticks to the glue, we'll just cut it off. Okay. We'll let those dry. And really no use painting until this dries good. So I'll go ahead and rig up this last long one. And we got this one done and that one done. One on the other side done. These are real short here, so we'll have to cut the board off. We get this last one done, and then we'll cut the board. And up here, yeah, there's no hole in those beams, so we'll have to drill a hole in there. But at least we're getting to do something different. Yellow and blue. We got some pictures on here too. Let me sit down here. Give you guys a good view of what I'm looking at on They send you a few little videos and then a bunch of photographs that's on this CD with the instructions and the parts list. And I should really print these photographs out. So that looks like the front. Those are deck shots. Let's just pick 11. You can see they're all jumbled up here. Yeah. These do come in handy if you get stuck somewhere. You can go refer to these photographs and it gives you a complete, the complete version of the ship real up close. Because other than the picture on the box, these are it. And of course there's stuff online. So there's the lights that we're wiring up. There's one on the main mast and there's 3 on the rear of the ship. But there we go. But it's too dark. I was hoping for a good bright picture of this so I could see the colors better. Yeah. Yeah, not what I want to see. So these pictures are good enough, but I would like to see it. It definitely is a wood grain color effect, like they've got a light varnish on there, and then these pewter pieces aren't going to be able to be painted like wood. So we got to go with a solid color like yellow or gold. I might try one with a little gold on it and see, and then get the blue in the background first. Because if I use gold, it's going to be hard to cover where the blue is not supposed to be. It's going to get, the blue is going to get in places you don't want it, even though you're trying to keep it down in the background. And then when you got to try to either scrape it off on the raised areas or put the yellow paint over it, the yellow paint is going to cover it easier as a solid color than the gold will. The gold is oil based also, and it's very thin. It's like gold leaf. So we have a little dilemma in painting, but we'll figure it out with the, every now and then there'll be a little cuss word. Okay, so we got the first base coat on the lower parts. You can see how sloppy it looks. Yeah, like this area right here is too light in the middle. This paint moves around so easily on this pewter, so a big flat area like that, it's hard to get good coverage. So we'll let this dry and then start hitting the top areas with the yellow. That's where it's going to be tough, because I shake, and shaking is no good when you're doing this fine detail of painting. I've got to get that kind of look. It's not going to be easy. Ones with the straight lines are not near as bad as these curly. They're a lot tougher. So let it dry and come back to it with some yellow. Okay, we got her all painted up with the yellow on top of the blue. I like this one the best. This one's a little tougher to do, even though it had less detail, because the raised areas were lower than the ones over here. These raised areas were a lot higher, so it was easier to see or just get that dab of paint where you wanted it. And the one in the back was pretty easy compared to the other two. Just had to hold that brush steady while you drug it in that trough. The little trough, actually, where the yellow is at, there's a little trough, and it's hard to see with the camera, but that made it where you just carry your brush just above it with a drip of paint on the brush, and once you get across there, you'll have to go back and touch the other side because of the angle you're at with the brush. But they look pretty good. I'm gonna let them dry before I touch them anymore, but the longer one, the medium one, and the short one, they're all gonna go back here. And there's some slots in the frame of the ship to receive them. This slot down here got covered up a little bit by the brass, so I'm gonna have to work on opening that one up before I get ready to do the install. But painting some decorations, task accomplished this week, along with a little more dead-eyed shrouds and rat lines. Thanks for watching.